Hi there survivors, welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. This is episode 35. We're doing From the Beginning. I'm the Immortal Adrian. In this episode I'm going to show you where to go to get help for the game. Now my favourite go-to site is this one here, Ark.Gamepedia.com, and it has everything you need to know about Ark. So it's got a good search facility here. You can search for anything you want. For example, let's search for bowler, and it will show us a bowler, show us what it costs to make one, and all the animals it will take down and all the animals it won't take down. So you can type anything you might think of, just like a search engine, and for example parasaur, and it will give you all the details about the animal, where it can be found, what it takes to tame it, and so on. So that's an excellent resource there. Now on the same site, if you type in resource map, I'll put the link for this down in the description also. For the island, we can see all these dots represent a particular resource that's available on the map. So if we turn them all off, for example, and then turn on silica pearls, you can see silica pearls, or these pink dots, and they're all basically in the water. And if we turn that off and turn on oil, these black dots are all oil deposits. And this one just up here, that is the one that I showed you in a recent episode. And there's another one really close to us just up here. I'll show you that fairly soon too. But they're everywhere. There's lots and lots of them. Obsidian, when it's time to get obsidian, the nearest stuff to us is the volcano. And we've got river rock with small amounts of metal. That's everywhere. Regular metal. This is our little metal hill close to us. And rich metal, that's the gold stuff. That's heavy metal concentrate. Metal hill, metal mountain, they're the highest concentrations of it. Now, the reason I want to show you this is crystal. So this is our, what I call metal hill, just behind us. It has a few deposits of metal right on the top. And if we head north, this is a metal mountain that has the 3 crystal deposits that I showed you also in a recent episode. So this is the redwood forest. So this is an excellent map to get your bearings for where you are and what you might be looking for. Now make sure you turn off the cave, because I'll turn off obsidian. This is what it looks like with the caves turned on. It looks like there's crystal here and crystal here. But if I turn that off, you realise that that crystal's inside a cave. And we're not going to be able to get to that without diving deep into a cave. Okay, we haven't got much time left, so I thought to complete this episode out, I'd just explain where I put my upgrade points. Now the first thing that stands out is obvious is I haven't put any points on melee damage. Now the reason for that is because melee damage is only your fists. It doesn't affect anything else. It doesn't affect the weapons that you use. And you really only use your fists right at the very beginning of the game for punching out a parasaur or something like that. So I don't waste any points on melee damage. And I don't start putting anything on fortitude until a little bit later in the game. I've only got 12 points on fortitude, but I'll start to put more and more on that as we go into the snow area for a start. It's very easy to freeze to death unless you've got some fortitude. Now crafting skill, I haven't put any extra points on crafting skill. The reason for that is crafting skill doesn't actually improve the quality of the gear that you craft. It just increases the speed at which you can craft it, and it only makes a change on the equipment that you find from the loot drops, the blueprints. So when you're using a blueprint from a loot drop, then the crafting skill will affect the quality of the item. I don't get many blueprints from loot drops. I just use the blueprints that are in my engrams, so I save the points there. So the most important thing, as you can see from the top health, I'm at 260 now. Stamina, and you need that up around at least around 200. Oxygen, because we dive for pearls and we dive for oil, so that's up at 180. Food and water, I've got that at 150. I'll probably get that up a couple more points before the game's out. Weight, 200 kilos at the moment. You need to be able to carry a lot of weight. Nothing on melee damage. Movement speed, 113.5%. Now that's probably had about 6 clicks. I think you get about 2.5% per point. And that's really only important early in the game. Not really early, but from the beginning to about the first third of the game, movement speed is important. It's always important, but as the game progresses, you've got better weapons, you've got better armour, and you tend to run away less, and you're more inclined to engage a target rather than run away from it. So I stopped putting points on movement speed fairly quickly and changed from movement speed to putting points on fortitude. Right at the beginning of the game, I don't put anything on oxygen because we don't do any diving. But by the time we get about a third of the way through, which is, I don't know, anything from 30 points up to 50 points, I start putting, level 30 to level 50, I start putting points on fortitude. So I've got one more point now. I'm going to put that on fortitude, and pretty soon we're going to need to go into the snow. That takes me up to level 65, and at this stage I get a C4 charge and C4 detonator. Now I don't use these in PvE. This is the kind of thing that you'll only use in PvP because there's no opponent's bases that you want to blow up. And so 64 industrial grinder, I don't use that much. What that does is grinds your existing equipment back down into resources. Resources get fairly easy to find at this level. So 63 Bronto saddle, I've never found much use for a Bronto. Heavy miner's helmet, well, again, we use gamma rather than torches. And it's also really hard to find the angler gel that it takes to make a miner's helmet, so that's not much good to us. Level 62 is a magic level. We get an Argentava saddle and we get Tranquilizer Dart. Now the Tranquilizer Dart is the same as a Tranquilizer Arrow, except you can use it with a gun, which means it will shoot further with more accuracy and it's faster at reloading. And the Argentava saddle, we can replace our Pteranodon with an Argentavis. They're not as fast, but they can go all the way across the map without stopping, and they can carry thousands of kilos in weight. So they become a good cargo. Air conditioner, if you've got the fortitude up enough, then you don't need to worry about the air conditioner as far as keeping your cool if you're in a hot area, but they are good for hatching eggs. Certain eggs need to be kept cold, particularly like an Argentavis egg, because they're found in the snow areas, and so you might need an air conditioner for that. Level 60, a fridge, we want that. As soon as we can find enough polymer, we need to find obsidian, and crystal and metal ingots we already know about. Electronics, you can either get them by grinding up silica pearls or get them from hunting down tech animals. Some of these other things, learn on Scorched Earth, learn on Extinction, well, that's just for different maps. We don't even get them in this map. Laser attachment, I don't use it, but you can use it on a long neck rifle to make your targeting easier. Metal tree platform if you want to build stuff in the trees. Anyway, the earlier stuff, flak is actually, I'm going to spend all my points now on flak. Flak is metal armor, and I like to improve the armor when I can. I didn't take the ghillie. There, ghillie, level 33. Now this uses organic polymer, and that's hard to find. So that's why I don't bother with ghillie armor. But here we are, flak, and that's just fiber, hide, and metal ingots. Now there's a lot of metal that we haven't mined yet, so the next thing I'm going to do is mine a stack of metal and increase my armor up to flak, but that's going to increase my weight. It's going to make it harder for old Terry here to carry us around. So anyway, I'm going to end the episode there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next episode. Take care.